I wish I knew why Danny started. I honestly don't know. I'm not even sure when. I can only imagine that he was probably at a party, and maybe he'd been drinking or maybe he was smoking. I don't know.
If I could feel better for holding you, I would.
Someone always did the injection for Danny, so I'm sure someone came up to him and offered it free, and they always promise you that you never have to do it again, just try it one time. I honestly don't know why, unless Danny was looking for something.
Something like a letter I wrote before things were good.
Everybody wants to feel good, so Danny was young and he didn't make the right choice.
So give me my last day, and I promise we will go by the lake into the city for the picture show.
Danny was an average guy. He was everybody's best friend. He did not like confrontation. He was like the peacemaker. He brought stray animals home all the time. He loved his mom and dad and was never embarrassed to show it. Kissed me every time he left the house, when he came in front of people. He was just a good guy.
You were a beauty. I mean, you still are. No girls are pretty next to you, 'cause you're my star. But sometimes stars are dark, and they just drift away. I wish for you all good things as you leave our home today.
One night when he was supposed to be with her, he wasn't. And the next day, I called everyone, the police, the hospitals, and no one had seen Danny. And Danny didn't get in touch with me, which is really unlike him. We talked all the time. So a detective finally answered Danny's phone, and that's how I found out.
Even though I can't do nothing, I'll run down to that old lake, into the city, and the old theater's burnt down to the ground. I swear that my memories have the power to bring it all back, but I don't allow them to. I wish I was still in love with you.
We first found out about Danny's addiction actually from Danny. Danny was afraid of AIDS from needles, so he had gone to the doctor, and that doctor arranged for a meeting for all of us, and Danny told me everything before we got there. And then that doctor spoke to us and counseled us and sent us to an emergency room. So Danny actually told me, and we really, up to that point, we had no idea that it was even going on. We never imagined. It was just unbelievable.
I can't live to your expectations. I can't live to what you need. Your love for a good night. We'll be wandering until we sleep, until we dream.
We just never imagined that Danny's first cigarette, his first taste of beer was ever going to take him anywhere down that road. I mean, Danny wouldn't even jump in the deep end of the pool as a kid. He was very cautious about everything. And for someone to stick a needle in his arm just was beyond our belief. I truly believe that Danny was already, maybe he'd had too much beer or something. And I just will miss him every day. And it's as if it was yesterday.
I've been fighting what I know. The truth is I've been lying. Oh, and still moving much too slow.
It never gets better. You just become a different person. And my daughter lost her best friend that night. So it's hard to sometimes to look at his face, but yet I need that. I need to see him in a picture. I need to remember that it does hurt. And I need to tell other parents how it could happen to anyone. We never saw it coming. And they need to know that.
The horse sees me stealing fire from your touch. The broken hearted and lonely always talk about it far too much. I just want to dream you before I get too cold.
I would tell him that I love him and that I know he struggled, and I know it was as difficult for him as it was for us to watch him, because Danny told me that he thought about it every day, because he struggled. He wanted a good life. He wanted his life back. That's why he took his medicine in front of us. So if I could tell him, I would tell him that, you know, I'm not ashamed of him, and I love him, and I know I'll see him again.
Oh.